Hi, I'm Mac. Hi, I'm Ruckus. And together, we're Maximum Ruckus! Yay!
What's up, the internet? Welcome to a very special bonus episode of Maximum Ruckus.
BoneCon?
Yeah, we're giving these people bonus content, which frankly, they don't deserve. They don't even pay for this show. I don't know why we're giving them this extra stuff.
You know, we're here for the people.
Yeah, we are. Today, we're going to be doing a very special NFL preview. Next week, the National Football League begins the season, and I decided I wanted to get Makenna's opinions on the NFL season. A full preview. We're going to go through all 32 teams. And we're just going to get your general feelings of if you think they're going to have a good season or a bad season.
I'm ready.
And, you know, yeah, if you're a football fan, this will just be a fun little, you know, you can hear Makenna's thoughts about the NFL. If you're not an NFL fan, this is a good opportunity to, you know, get a nice little recap, and then you can follow along with the season.
You can hear my thoughts on the NFL.
We're going to be doing a lot of football coverage through the season.
I believe so.
I'm
getting some props ready. You go whenever.
Oh, you got props?
Well, I just remembered I had these sitting on my desk. So, whenever the time comes, I'll just hold them up.
Okay.
Really, they'll have no relevance to what we're talking about other than football. But you know what? It's fine. Okay. This is basketball.
Well, I guess we got a little housekeeping for you. First of all, I'm your host, Jose Ruckus.
Hi.
The guy. That's what they call me. The guy.
Yes.
Yeah. And joining me, of course, is Makenna May, the best producer of all time. That's what the people call her.
Oh, I got a question for you. This has nothing to do with football, but you said my last name,
whatever.
and now because this came up a couple days ago. I was talking to a friend, and she didn't know my last name, and I've known her. She was one of my roommates when I was in England. She thought May. She didn't know what May was. She thought maybe it was my middle name or like a fake last name. And I've run into that a couple times over the last few years. Did you know that Makenna May was my real name? Or did you think that I was fake? Okay.
No, I very much do. I could see it being like, because I mean, you have one of those names where it's like you say Makenna May. Mm-hmm. Like it's a full name situation. Yeah. Which is like that's a cool thing to have.
Yeah, I'm really happy with it.
Like Matt Batson, he's got one of those.
Matson, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Joe Mertens. That's one.
Oh,
I always say the full name.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I could. And May's like an extremely common middle name, so I could see people thinking like Makenna May is like, or like one of those people who has just like two first names for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know, you see that a lot, and May is usually the combo on that. So I could see how that got mistaken.
Mm-hmm. Well, like my roommate who I lived with for 2 years at school. Her mom didn't think that I existed because of my name. She didn't think I was real.
Yeah, you do have like a cartoon character-esque name.
Yeah, I do.
To be honest with you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's great. I already established, like, if I get married someday, I'm not changing my last name, probably.
No? They gotta... Do they just get to do they get to change their name to May, or did they...
Sure, they can change their name to May if they want to.
Okay.
Okay. I will probably not... I'll never say never, but I'm probably not going to, just because I like my name.
Yeah, no, it's nice.
I'm a fan.
Very cool.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, sorry. Football.
Okay, well, let's get into the NFL preview.
Yes, let's.
It wouldn't be a Maximum Ruckus episode if there wasn't some bullshit in there, you know?
Oh, absolutely. Come on.
So I broke this down by divisions.
Okay.
So are you aware of how divisions work in the NFL, Makenna?
Well, okay. Yes, but no. They're weird, aren't they? Like
a little bit.
Because they're not like all
32 teams in the NFL, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're broken up into groups of 4.
Right.
There's the NFC and the AFC. So the Super Bowl is going to be the champion of the AFC versus the champion of the NFC. Mm-hmm. And so within each of those, the NFC and the AFC, there's 4 different divisions: the East, West, North, and South. So those teams get paired up into like 4 groups, 4 teams in the AFC East. And those teams are each going to play each other twice a year. Mm-hmm. One team's going to win the division, right?
Mm-hmm.
Usually the way it works is you have like 2 successful teams in a division two unsuccessful teams, right? Because they each have to play each other. Almost half the schedule is going to be them playing each other, right?
Right.
So we're going to run it through divisions, so you'll know that at least one team in each of these divisions has to win the division, right?
Right.
So just an easy way for you to know, if you picked two teams in a division, the other team's probably not going to have a successful. It's usually pretty hard for all the teams in a division to each do well. There are some divisions where that's kind of going to be the case. This first one actually is all four of these teams probably good. So who wins the division is going to be tough. So we're going to do the AFC East first. We're going to start with the Buffalo Bills.
Hold on.
So.
Okay, yeah, keep going.
Buffalo Bills have been one of the best teams over the past couple of years. They got Josh Allen, who's one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the league. They have one of the best receiving threats, too, with Stephon Diggs. Their run game hasn't really been what they've hoped for. It's been struggling there, but they do have a really strong defense that, unfortunately, is going to be missing a couple key pieces. Tremaine Edmonds left the team, and Von Miller is injured. So the defense, despite being good, is going to be probably less good than it's been previously. So Makenna, are you Buffalo? Or are you Buffano?
Oh, this is going to be wonderful. I'll go Buffalo.
You're Buffalo. You think the Buffalo Bills going to have a good year.
Okay. I found my Buffalo thing. I think there's 32 here. I actually don't know. Here is a Buffalo Bills trading card from 2007.
Very nice.
Yes.
Who is that?
Aaron Mabin, defensive end.
No idea who
Rookie,
that is.
Drafted round 1, college, Penn State. I wonder if he's still playing.
Yeah, I was gonna. I don't think. What was his name?
Aaron Mabin. May, and then Bin. Well, I guess maybe 2009.
Aaron Mabin. Let's see. He played from 2009 to 2013.
Wow.
So he left the Bengals in 2013, and he's retired.
Look at that.
Not a great player, but not a bad player either. He was a first-round pick.
Wow.
There you go.
Look at that.
Okay, next up we have the New York Jets.
Oh yes, the Jets.
Oh, and also I do have the previous season record for you. So last year the Jets went 7-10 was their record last year. They underperformed last year, mostly due to some subpar quarterback play, but they've added multiple-time MVP Aaron Rodgers to right the ship offensively, and they're going to pair him with who was the offensive rookie of the year last year, Garrett Wilson, really great receiver. Really talented young guy. The team's got a really strong defenses. They have the defensive rookie of the year as well, Sauce Gardner from last year. A lot of great defensive playmakers. They do, unfortunately, have one of the hardest schedules in the NFL, though. So, Makenna, are we New York or Ew York?
See, I'm one. Aaron Rodgers is throwing everything. I'm going to go Ooh York.
Ooh York. You're worried about the chances that the New York Jets are going to have.
I am. I really am. I don't. Okay. They're the Jets.
Yeah, they're the perennially bad team. So
exactly. Aaron Rodgers isn't going to change that. Just like Aaron Rodgers didn't change Jeopardy, he's not going to change the Jets.
It's a great point. Fantastic point.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, Makenna, we have the Miami Dolphins. Last year, 9-8. You got a football card for the Dolphins?
No, but I almost did a dolphin noise.
I'm mad that I'm upset we missed out on that.
I was this close. The thought came through, and I was like, "Oh, you gotta do it," and then I'm like, "No, I shouldn't do it."
You fought the intrusive thoughts. Well done.
I did. It doesn't happen often, but it did.
So the Dolphins, really talented young team, led by a really young coach, Mike McDaniel.
Oh.
They performed pretty well last year, leading a lot of offensive metrics. Unfortunately, they got slowed down by some injuries, multiple injuries to their potential star quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa. They play a pretty high-risk, high-reward style of defense that so far has been paying off pretty well. They did add some star power over the offseason. Aging elite quarterback, Jalen Ramsey. He's going to miss the first probably half of the season or so. He's injured, but he's been very, very good. So when he comes back, hopefully he'll be able to add to that defense. So Makenna, are we Dolph in or are we Dolph out?
We're Dolphin, baby. You can't go wrong with Dolphins. And I heard there's a guy with the last name Waddle on the team, and I think he does the
Jalen Waddle
thing.
Yeah, he does a little penguin waddle when he scores a touchdown.
I'm Dolphin.
Dolphin, okay. We have the New England Patriots to close out the AFC East. So this is a team that's very much in a rebuilding phase. They did exceed expectations last year, though. They finished 8-9. Many had them being really, really one of the worst teams in the NFL. That wasn't the case. They have, one of the best coaches of all time, Bill Belichick, won like 5 Super Bowls. They're lacking in some significant talent, though. I don't think they really have any star players on the team. Mac Jones, their quarterback, they drafted very high, has been pretty bad so far in his career. Still, even with like no real talent to speak of, they finished their defense finished top 5 in DVOA, which is essentially like comparing all the averaging out where every team is and figuring out sort of like an adjusted I believe it stands for defensive value over adjustment is DVOA. And so in the last 3 of the 4 seasons, they finished top 5 in DVOA. So well-coached team, not a lot of stars though. Makenna, Patriots or Natriots?
Natriots. Pick a state, Patriots. Come on. You can't get a region.
Not their New England? What does that mean?
Like, what the heck? Just because there's no other NFL teams in New England doesn't mean you get the whole region.
Yeah, it is pretty ridiculous.
Come on.
Not a fan.
Here's my Patriots card. It's Tom Brady.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know him. I know that guy.
Yeah, best of all time.
Yeah, 2008. I don't know if I doubt this is worth money. I think I got this at a dollar store, so.
Yeah, well, we can hang on to that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Okay, let's go to the AFC North. We will start with the Cincinnati Bengals, finished 12-4 last year. Coming off 2 successful seasons led by TikTok's favorite quarterback, Joe Burrow. They have a lot of offensive talent, but a pretty weak offensive line. That's been kind of their trouble for the last couple of years. They've tried to improve it again this offseason, but that was one of their big steps they made last year. Didn't really work. And that's kind of like Joe Burrow's been one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the league over the last couple of years. They have sort of a shaky defense, but they play really well when it matters. So, Makenna, are we Cincy or are we Southsea? Some of these are a stretch, okay? It's pretty hard to do these.
They're good nonetheless. I think we're Cincy because of Joey B. Joey B deserves his Super Bowl. Yeah. He's just a little kid. I want him to win.
Yeah, he's got that picture of him in the Super Mario Brothers sweater where he's going like that. That's great.
Yeah, I love that picture. And they have the video of him doing the Pledge of Allegiance for his mom's class. Yeah. Like, how can you not love him?
No, yeah, he seems like a cool guy.
He does.
Joe Shiesty.
Come on the show.
Next, we have the Baltimore Ravens, finishing last year 10-7. They're led by former MVP Lamar Jackson. They're attempting to go through a bit of an identity change this season. Previously, they've relied on Lamar's incredible abilities as a runner, but they've changed offensive coordinators and are now looking to focus more on like a passing attack. They have a very, very good defense for the last couple of years, and there's no reason to think that that's going to be changing anytime soon. So, Makenna, Baltimore or Balta-less?
So I don't know. Ravens kind of scare me.
Okay, yeah. Ominous bird.
Yeah, it's ominous, but I like.
They're named after Edgar Allan Poe.
Right, because he's the Baltimore guy.
Baltimore guy.
And I like
Baltimore
Baltimore's
legend
aquarium.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, that's what he's everywhere.
You like the Baltimore Aquarium? I
Yeah.
don't know anything about that.
It's an aquarium.
Okay.
But it's the only thing that I remember. So you know what? Because of that, we'll go Baltimore.
Okay, Baltimore.
Yes.
Next up, we have the Cleveland Browns, 7-10 last year. Last season, big mess for the Browns. They went all in on a pretty controversial quarterback who hadn't played football in over a year, missed a lot of games, came back, didn't seem that great, but again, really rusty. They've got a really powerful running game built around Nick Chubb, who's great. They have a real serious liability at kicker, though. They drafted a kicker really high last season, and he missed a lot of kicks.
Oh.
So it's pretty doubtful about whether or not they're going to be able to win like really close games. That's kind of like one of the big knocks on them. So, Makenna. Oh, do you have a question?
I was going to say, you got this kicker. Isn't like his whole job just to kick?
Yes, that is his entire job, is to kick the ball. It's hard though.
It is hard. It is hard.
And it's very stressful.
It is. Oh, I can imagine. Okay. I can't fault the guy then.
So Makenna, are you believing in Cleveland?
No, because it's Cleveland.
Yeah, no, they're known as the Sadness Factory.
Yeah, here's
they're
Sean
always
Jones
bad.
of the Cleveland
Sean
Browns
Jones.
in 2000.
Okay, let's...
He played there from 2004 to at least 2007.
Let's see. Sean Jones is a safety. He played there till 2008.
Okay.
Then he went to the Eagles in 2009. Played for the Bucks from 2010 to 2011. Retired with the Detroit Lions in 2012.
There we go.
Yeah. Had himself a nice career.
Good for him.
Good for him.
Shout out to Sean Jones.
Shout out to Sean Jones. Next up, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers. Finished 9-8 last year. They've got a really stacked defensive unit with, all-world linebacker T.J. Watt. Unfortunately, the offense is built around some really inexperienced young players with questionable ceilings. They have a quarterback, young dude, nobody's really sure about. Najee Harris hasn't really lived up to the hype yet. They've got a really young receiving core as well. So a lot of questions on offense, but a very good defense. Makenna, Steel R's or Steel aren't?
I'm gonna go Steel. Oh God, Steel aren't.
Steel aren't.
If you would have asked me when these cards came out in 2008, I probably would have said Steelers. Or
they were very good in around that time.
They were good.
Won a lot of Super Bowls.
But now
it's been a hard transition for them since Ben Roethlisberger left. They lost a lot of their big talent from their heyday.
Did Ben leave last season or 2 seasons ago?
2 seasons ago.
2 seasons. Wow, it's already been 2 seasons. Okay. Yeah. But they play at Heinz Stadium. They got a big ketchup bottle there.
That's true.
But I was still gonna go Steel Arns.
Okay, Steel Arns.
It was close though with that ketchup bottle.
Okay, on to the AFC South, which I'm just gonna let you know ahead of time, Makenna. This is a bad division.
Okay. Thank you for
very bad. Last year, only one team finished with a positive record.
Jeez.
It was the Jacksonville Jaguars at 9-8.
I thought you were gonna say the Jackson 5 for some reason. That's not a team.
Yeah. No, it's not. Excellent stuff. This is why I'm glad we did this podcast. So the Jacksonville Jaguars, 9-8 last season. They had a pretty nice bounce back season in 2022 under new coach Doug Peterson. A lot of scandal in 2021. Really bad season for them. Trevor Lawrence finally started playing like the first overall pick that he is.
Oh, that guy.
And yeah, long hair guy.
Touchdown Jesus.
Yes, touchdown Jesus, indeed.
It's all coming together.
And now he has potentially a real number one receiver in Calvin Ridley. The defense, mixed bag, though. A lot of ups and downs, kind of rough. Last season, they led the league in hitting the quarterback, but were the 4th worst team on 3rd down. So, like I said, a lot of mixed bag on defense. Makenna, Jaguar or Jaguaren't?
Let's go Jaguaren't, because I haven't heard too much about T-Law other than like for the last couple. I mean, he's obviously done things, but I feel like he was really prominent a couple years ago.
Yeah, so far he has not lived up to the hype of being like everybody said he was like can't miss. Yeah. Absolutely have to take him number 1. He hasn't. Right. He has not lived up to that yet. Yeah. So okay, I don't hate the pick of the Jaguaren't.
Jaguars, kind of scary animals.
That's true.
They're Big cats.
Jerseys, kind of ugly.
Jersey, yeah. Here's Daryl Smith of the 2000 at least 6 Jaguars.
Okay, Daryl Smith, Jaguars, linebacker. Oh wow, he's actually he was tied for the most forced fumbles in 2014.
Whoa.
This guy had himself a pretty good career. Played from 2004 to 2016.
Boom. It's pretty decent.
Yeah, this guy was good.
Longer than my NFL career.
Oh yeah, way longer than mine. So yeah, good job. Next up, the Tennessee Titans, 7-10 last year. The Titans have been one of the most promising teams in the AFC for a while, but unfortunately took a very big step back last season. They had to trade their star receiver, A.J. Brown. They have an elite run defense and a very dependable running back if he's healthy. The offensive line has been really going downhill, though. Ryan Tannehill, the quarterback, not much faith in the guy, and the passing game overall is very suspect. So, Makenna, Tennessee, that's S-I with the
yes,
Tennessee,
Spanish.
Or no. In Spanish, it's just no.
No, it's no. Let's go Tennessee, because my cousins support them, so I like to see them happy.
Throwing them a bone.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying my best. I'm also throwing Mr. Brandon Jones a bone.
Brandon Jones. I think I know that name, actually.
He played for the Titans from at least 05 to 07.
Let's see. Brandon Jones.
He's from Oklahoma.
Receiver. Oh, this guy played on the 49ers in 09, and he played on the Seahawks in 2010. Yep. He was all right.
That's good.
Yeah. All right guy.
Shout out Brandon Jones.
So next up, we have the Indianapolis Colts, 4-12 last year. They fired their coach and replaced him with a guy who was doing commentary on ESPN.
I remember this. Okay.
Yeah. So they're very much in a rebuilding period right now. They previously had one of the best offensive lines in the NFL, but has deteriorated over the years. They have a rookie quarterback who has a pretty high ceiling, but a fairly kind of like lower floor than the others. This is a very like boom bust pick. I personally, it's Anthony Richardson. I think he's going to be pretty good, but it's questionable. It's unclear if their star running back is going to play at all this year due to some contract negotiations. If he does play, he will be one of the best running backs in the NFL, though. So Indianapolis is, or Indianapolis isn't?
I'm gonna these are wonderful. I'm gonna go Indianapolis, because I think this coach is gonna be. I don't know if there is a American football equivalent of. Maybe he'll just play a lot of Madden. I have confidence that this dude did some research. He put his nose to the grindstone. He's playing football, American Football Manager. I'm assuming they have a football manager for American football.
Now,
at least
to be fair, Jeff Saturday, like ESPN commentator, he was like he's a 6-time Pro Bowl offensive lineman. Like he's a football player.
Wait, did you say his last name Saturday?
Yeah, Jeff Saturday.
Oh, okay,
plays on Sunday though.
He's a fellow. Oh. Yeah, it was fine. He's a fellow time
related name. Yeah. Year, May, the month, him, Saturday, the day.
Saturday. Now we just need a number last name. We got a date.
Well, the numbers on the jerseys make the date, right?
Oh, duh. Yeah, that makes. Yeah. I don't know how I could have not seen that.
Okay, next up we have the Houston Texans, 3-13 last year.
Ooh.
Yeah, pretty bad. Fresh start for the Texans though this season. They have they've hired one of the best defensive coordinators in the league last year to be their head coach from San Francisco. It's his first time being a head coach. They have a rookie quarterback, CJ Stroud, who was pretty good in college, and it's difficult though because his best receiving target's probably going to be the tight end Dalton Schultz, who I think they got from the Cowboys. And that's not a name you want being your best receiving target.
Oh.
They're trying to, fresh start for them. They're trying to build something new. Makenna, Tex in or Tex out?
I'm Tex out, dog. I think they need another year of rebuilding. At least another year.
I think most people would agree with you. Not a bad bet. On to the AFC West, maybe the most interesting division in football.
Ooh, okay, I'm ready.
Starting it off, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, I know
14-3 last year, Super Bowl champions. Have been one of the best teams, if not the best team in the NFL since Patrick Mahomes became the quarterback. Not a lot of improvements made on the offseason, but do you need to fix what's not broken? Makenna, Kansas or Kansas?
I'm going Kansas because they beat the Eagles.
Wow, you think this is going to be a bad year for them, huh?
Yeah.
Down year.
Yeah. They just need to chill for a second. Let some other people...
They're winning a lot.
They are! They're like the Man City of NFL right now.
That's true.
They're just... everyone knows them. Everyone's talking about them. They're winning things.
Okay.
Let someone else win. Kansas.
Okay. Next up. Oh, do you have a card?
I do.
You have a card for me?
Sammy Parker.
Sammy Parker. Interesting. Don't know that name.
Nope.
Chiefs.
Shockingly, neither do I.
Oh, wow. This guy's career was not particularly great. Played in the NFL from 2004 to 2009, bounced around a lot. He was on 3 different teams in 2008.
Oh, jeez.
Then he played for the Las Vegas Locomotives, the Chicago Rust, the Kansas City Command, the Toronto Argonauts, the Las Vegas Locomotives again, and then the Los Angeles Kiss, which were Gene Simmons' arena football team.
That's great.
Yeah.
I didn't know he had that, but you know what?
Yep.
It's Gene Simmons. I shouldn't be that surprised.
All right. Let's see. Next up, we've got the Los Angeles Chargers. 10-7 last year.
10-7.
They've got an extremely talented young quarterback in Justin Herbert, a really excellent group of receivers, and one of the best running backs in the league. You're aware of who Austin Eckler, the Eck.
I'm familiar.
Yeah.
Just a bit.
They've got a really good pass defense and 2 elite edge rushers. Yet, over the last couple of years, the Chargers have kind of underperformed their expectations. There are doubts around the head coach, and we could see him placed on the hot seat if they're not good this year. Or at least they don't have a good playoff run. So, Makenna, Charge are or Charge aren't?
They share SoFi Stadium, don't they? With the Rams? Yes. Okay, Charge aren't.
Charge aren't. Interesting.
It was tough though because of Austin Eckler, but
yeah, the Eck.
Build your own
stadium. You're going negative on 2 like pretty good teams. This is interesting. Who's going to win this division?
Yeah, who is? Oh, I forgot about that. I should have been writing these down.
Okay, next up we have the Denver Broncos.
5-12
last season. The Broncos looking to bounce back after a pretty disastrous season. They, blockbuster trade for quarterback Russell Wilson didn't pay off last season. He played pretty poorly. And but they cleaned house of that previous coaching staff, brought in Sean Payton, Super Bowl winning coach from the New Orleans Saints. And still, they have one of the best defenses in the league, played extremely well last year. So, Makenna, Broncos or Bronc nose?
I'm going to go Bronc nose. But I think they could get better towards the end of the year. I think they need to figure things out. They need to know.
If Russell Wilson gets back into, peak form, they could be really good. Yeah,
they got to figure that out. They got to, figure out the groove with the new managers and coaches, They got to find their groove. And that's okay. But I'm still going to go Bronco.
It is okay.
Yeah.
Bronco. Okay.
Bronco.
Last but not least, in the AFC West, we have the Las Vegas Raiders. Finished 6-11 last year. Pretty disappointing season. They had added the elite wide receiver Devontae Adams, but things kind of got soured around quarterback Derek Carr. They brought in the former 49ers quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo, who's been very dependable, but never really an elite quarterback. They have some defensive stars like Max Crosby, but preseason rankings have the defensive unit near the bottom of the league. Makenna, radar or radaren't?
I'm going to go radar because it reminds me of Radar O'Reilly, but also because it looks like their logo's like a pirate of some sort, and I think they could do pirate things and do well.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they'll turn around and do well. This is Thomas Howard.
Thomas Howard. Okay. Let's see. Let's learn about Thomas Howard.
Yes, let's.
See, played for the Raiders from 06 to 10, Cincinnati Bengals from 11 to 12, and then finished with the Falcons in 2013. Looks like a pretty decent career, nothing special. Yeah. Shout out to you, Thomas Howard.
Shout out to Thomas Howard. Yeah. We could
played at the University of Texas at El Paso.
Wow. All right. Woo.
Okay, on to the NFC East.
Yes, NFC East.
We're gonna start with the.
I did it better in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on. Sorry.
So we have the Philadelphia Eagles. Finished 14-3. Went to the Super Bowl, but lost. They soared into the Super Bowl on the backs of the best O-line in the league, a very talented young quarterback, and an elite receiving group. However, the run defense was a problem pretty much all of last season. It doesn't seem like they've made many improvements to the run defense. Makenna, Eagles or Eagles? Like L's, like
L's.
losses.
That's good. We're gonna go Eagles. Hold the L's.
Okay.
Yes, because I don't think they would let me into work if I didn't say that.
That's a good point. Good point.
But no, I think they could run it back and win this time.
They could. Very talented team. Very exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for Jalen Hurts. You know.
Yeah, he's great. I drafted
him
on my fantasy team.
Oh,
drafted him very high too. I really like the guy.
I also like that they go out of the tunnel to those About to Rock by AC/DC.
Oh, do they? That's cool.
I got to walk it. It was very exhilarating. Yeah, I could see.
Wow, that's awesome.
Adrenaline. Woo. Football.
I bet.
Yeah. So Chelsea also came out to that whenever they played at the Eagles.
Oh, that's cool.
It was really cool. But yeah, go Birds.
Go Birds. Next up, the Dallas Cowboys finished 12-5 last season. Dallas, really good defense, but questions at quarterback. Dak Prescott threw a league high 17 interceptions, even though he only played 14 games last year. Bit rough. They do seem to have an easier schedule than the previous season, though. So, Makenna, Cowboy or Cowdoy? Cowdoy, of course, famous character from the Auntie Donna sketches. Cowdoy.
Of course. I'm gonna go Cowboy simply because my sister likes them, and she's not the most pleasant when they lose.
Okay, makes sense.
This is for my own safety.
Excellent.
But other than that, Cowboy all the way.
All right. Next up, we have the Washington Commanders. Finished last season 8-8. Commanders really underperformed last season. They had a really talented defensive unit that took a big step down from the previous year. But they do still find themselves at the top of the defensive preseason rankings this season. Still a really talented group of guys. The offense, total mess. They'll be starting at quarterback, fifth-round pick from a couple years ago, Sam Howell, who has only played one NFL game where he threw one touchdown and one interception. So, Makenna, Washington or Washington? Some of these are easier written down than they are spoken.
We're gonna go Washington.
Okay.
And they just need to figure it out too. There's a lot of teams that just need to figure it out.
Yeah, there is a lot of that going on. I will agree with you. Next up, New York Giants. 9-7 last season, greatly exceeded expectations. They were ranked near the bottom of the league in the preseason rankings last season. They did make some nice adjustments. They went and got out an elite tight end, Darren Waller from Las Vegas. So that's going to add to what was already a pretty good offense with Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones. Last season, though, defense was a problem. Despite having a winning record, they had a negative point differential, which isn't unheard of. It wasn't terrible. They did only go 9-7, but they haven't seemed to make any significant improvements on the defensive side of the ball. So, Makenna, New York or Boo York?
Oh, different from the other New York.
Yeah,
I like it.
I had to switch it up.
Of course. I
couldn't think of anything with Giants or Jets.
Yeah, that's tough. It's small words.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go. Does that Manning guy still play for the Giants?
No. No, he does not.
Okay. I'll go. This is the first one where I don't know. We'll throw New York a bone. Let's go New York.
Okay.
Sure.
New York. You think the New York Giants going to continue on the success they had last season?
Why not? They're just going to build on it, and they're going to soar.
Why not?
But not do so good that they go to the Super Bowl.
Probably not.
No.
Next up, NFC North. We're finished with the AFC. We're going on to the NFC. Do you want to pick what team you think is going to win the AFC? Who's going to go to the Super Bowl from the AFC?
Let me think. I'm going to go with... Let me think about it.
Okay. Yeah, we can get your predictions at the end.
Thank you.
Pull up a full list of the NFL teams, AFC and NFC.
Yeah,
just give yourself a little browse, think about it.
Don't want to miss anyone.
In the meantime, we will move on to the NFC. NFC North. Start with the Detroit Lions, who finished 9-8 last year. They've made some steady improvements over the last couple of years, but a lot of people are saying that their draft this season was horrible. Still very strong in the trenches on both sides of the ball, and their head coach is an absolute maniac. So, Makenna, lie in or lie out?
Let's go lie out. You did not give me any reasons to go lie in.
Okay.
Yeah, they're Lions. They gotta figure this out. Here is, Lee Bowden?
Okay, so that's interesting because it's a Lions card, but he's wearing a Cleveland Browns uniform.
So there's a little blurb here that says, signed with Lions on March 1st, 2008. So he played with the Browns from 2003 to 2007, and then he signed with them, and then I guess the turnaround, they were so quick with these cards.
Couldn't get a picture of him in a Lions jersey fast enough.
No.
That's so funny.
That's Mr. Bowden.
Okay. Next up, we have the Minnesota Vikings. They finished 13-4 last year. Very strange team last year. Somehow, despite winning 13 games, they gave up more points than they scored. Very capable offense that played really well in the clutch, but a frankly pretty bad defense. They've kind of been falling apart over the last couple of years. Makenna, Minnesota or Mount a soda? Again, some of these work better written than spoken.
I can tell. Let's go Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Because they're purple.
Okay.
I like purple.
You like purple?
Yeah, I don't think any other team's got purple, so you know.
The Ravens.
The Ravens do have purple. That is correct. But it's the Vikings.
Okay.
Baltimore's got the aquarium. I'm sure Minnesota's got a
They've probably got an aquarium.
Minnesota's a big state.
They got the Great Lakes, which is sort of like a natural aquarium.
And the Mall of America.
There you go.
Two very equal things.
Yeah.
The Great Lakes, Mall of America. versus the aquarium.
A lot of people say that like the Mall of America is sort of like the industrial Great Lakes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Whenever I did a second grade state project on Minnesota, that's what I read.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Capital St.
The Great
Paul.
Lakes, the Mall of America of Lakes.
AKA, yeah, exactly. That was all in that book. I had to read when I did my state report. Did you have to do? Hold on, this sidebar. Hold on.
Okay.
Did you have to do the learn the state song with all 50 states in alphabetical order?
We had to learn all the states. There wasn't a song accompanying it, as far as I can remember. I
wasn't sure. Yeah, because we had to we all got assigned a state, everyone in my class, and then we did a song for our parents where we did made the flag on a piece of paper. Some were easier than others. Minnesota, if I recall correctly, not very easy, but it's okay. And we got to hold it up.
It's shaped like a soda cup.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah,
it was a cool shape.
What's up with Michigan?
What
we just talk about that for a second. What the fuck's up with Michigan?
Like, why isn't that Wisconsin? Why isn't that just part of Wisconsin? Like, what happened there? I'm not up to date with my U.S. geography. I don't know, what happened, but like,
it's just so weird that it's just like this two little, like that could just be Wisconsin.
That could just be Wisconsin. Is Canada? Jesus.
I always forget because Michigan, you think of it, it's that little like bulb on the top of Ohio or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, it's got that other little bit too. That could be Canada. We could just give that to Canada.
That's what I was just gonna say. I was looking at a map, thinking how close is that? They could just take that.
Yeah.
I would if I ever run for president one day, I will give that to Canada, free of charge. Beaver tails. But other than that, free of charge.
I didn't really realize that like the Canada and like Michigan like touch each other. Like there's like a land border there. I didn't realize that. Yeah, never really thought about it. Not paying a lot of attention, to be honest.
It's weird up there. The Great Lake region?
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, a lot of lakes.
No governing up there. Well, there probably is governing up there, but like...
Yeah, maybe.
Don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know where you are.
Exactly. Because there's no... Oh, wait, hold on. I need to look at a Great Lake map. Hold on. Do they... Oh, never mind. They don't touch. Forget it. Never mind. Forget I said anything. Okay. I thought they all flowed
within each other. Well, they can't touch, otherwise they wouldn't be lakes.
Yeah, I forgot about the definition of a lake.
Well, speaking of the Great Lake region, Makenna, Chicago Bears.
Oh, Bears.
3-14 last year. Bad.
Oh, I didn't realize how bad they were.
Real bad. I believe the worst team in the league. But despite those losses, a lot of promising football was played by the Bears last year. Young quarterback Justin Fields looked really dynamic. Looked like there's a lot of potential there. And they traded that first pick away to get a real number one wide receiver with DJ Moore. The defense added linebackers TJ Edwards and Tremaine Edmonds, who are both very good. But the pass defense is still likely to be like not super great. So, Makenna, Chicago or Chicago stop?
I knew it was gonna be stop, and it was even better than I imagined. We're gonna go Chicago. I've got faith in the Bears.
The Bears.
It's Chicago. I've never been to Chicago, but I got friends out in Chicago, and I think they're not into football, so it wouldn't really impact their happiness or whatnot. But I think, Chicago.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not Chicago? That's what people say.
Why not Chicago? That's on their license plates. Because apparently they have special Chicago license plates in Illinois. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's Illinois.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
It's also the state of Abraham Lincoln.
That's true.
Why not Chicago?
That's true. Why not Chicago? Next up, we have the Green Bay Packers. 8-9 last season. Things very much up in the air for the Packers after the loss of Aaron Rodgers, their quarterback for the last decade and a half or so. No one knows really what to expect out of the new quarterback, Jordan Love. And it's a very young offense, a lot of young receivers, not a lot of like proven talent there other than running back Aaron Jones. Defense, kind of been on the decline for the last couple of years. Doesn't seem to be improving. It hasn't made significant additions there. So, Makenna, Green Bay or Green Nay?
Ooh, we're going to go Green Bay because I like their cheese heads.
Yeah, good reason.
I want one of those. I want to go to Green Bay, get cheesehead.
Get a cheesehead, yeah. And some regular cheese, too.
And some regular cheese. Maybe the power of cheese will, catapult them over the loss of Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers is even good.
Exactly.
Because we were York earlier with Aaron Rodgers.
Exactly.
So maybe Jordan Love, improvement, if anything.
Yes. Aaron Rodgers does not define Green Bay, even though he did for a while. But that's okay. Not anymore.
They don't need him. Not
new
anymore.
Year, new Green Bay.
That's what they're saying.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That's what Intel's telling us from Green Bay. Our correspondents out in Green Bay.
Yep. We've got boots on the ground.
Mm-hmm. All 32.
Next up, we got NFC South, Makenna. This may be the worst division in football. So we have the New Orleans Saints finished 7-10 last year. The Saints are kind of stuck in salary cap hell right now. They have a very strong passing defense, but a lot of questions on offense. They added the former Raiders quarterback, Derek Carr, but star running back Alvin Kamara will be suspended for the first 3 games of the season. And their best wide receiver hasn't played more than like 3 games of football over the last 2 years. So who knows if he's even still good. Makenna, Saints or Saints? Aints. That one was difficult.
Saints. Aints.
They ain't Saints.
Yeah. I haven't heard, other than their coach leaving to go, what'd you say, to the Broncos? Did he go?
Well, so he left and he took a job as like working at Fox Sports for a year, and then he got a contract with the Broncos.
Got it. So yeah, other than that, I have not heard anything about the Saints since Drew Brees.
There hasn't been much to say about them since
I forget that they're a team every once in a while. And then I remember, New Orleans.
Yeah.
They have that team.
They do have that team, yes.
I was trying to think of other New Orleans things. I don't know anything about New Orleans.
Bourbon Street.
That is the thing. I know my sister, they have, Campbell watches a lot of, like, those A&E shows, and they got, like, they have a cop show down there. So she's familiar with the EMTs down in New Orleans, so I know they've got that. Princess and the Frog.
Princess and the Frog, yeah.
Good soundtrack, but still Saints. Aints.
Yeah. It's like they say in Louisiana, Makenna. They have that team. Next up, we have the Atlanta Falcons, also 7-10 last season. A lot of questions on both sides of the ball for the Atlanta Falcons. They've got a pretty strong run game, but a fresh new quarterback. Desmond Ridder didn't really get to play much last year. And a defense, many people really can't seem to get a read on how good this defense is going to be. If they're going to be bad, if they're going to be good. There's just a lot of question marks in Atlanta. So Makenna, Falc in or Falc out?
Falc out. Too many question marks. I don't want to put my eggs in the basket if I'm not more sure,
That's a good point. That's totally fair.
I don't want my eggs breaking. I want
nobody does.
Eggs.
Gotta have those eggs.
This is what I'm saying. Here's Lawyer Malloy.
Malloy.
There was. Oh wait, I'm covering his name. Hold on. Everything's inverted. I don't know which way my fingers are going. There's
Lawyer Malloy sounds like a character from like a Cartoon Network show.
It really does. He at least played in the Falcons in 2006. Before that, he played for the Bills for 3 years, and in 2002, he signed with the Patriots. Huh. So he turns 50 this year, November 14th.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. The Lawyers turned the big 5-0 this year.
Yeah, shout out to you.
Shout out.
Next up, we have the Carolina Panthers, who also finished 7-10 last year.
I forgot about them. I always smush them with the Jaguars.
Me too. I do as well.
Big cats.
They're like in the same region, both big cats.
And they both have like the light blue. I mean, I know the Jaguars have the teal. I'm gonna keep calling the Jaguars.
It's teal.
Yeah, but
Jaguars.
It's like Jaguars. But it's got like, I don't know. It's like on the lighter side of the blue-green scale.
Okay, so finished 7-10 last year. Fired their coach like middle of the season. Had to pay him like $40,000 to get out of his contract middle of last season. Traded their best player, Christian McCaffrey, to the 49ers. They traded for the first overall pick in the draft and drafted best quarterback in the draft. So that's exciting. They have a pretty good defense. But things questionable on the offensive side of the ball. No one knows what to expect. Makenna, Panther or Panther not?
Panther. So I know I just got done saying about the question marks and putting all the eggs in one basket, but I had a good rebuttal to this, but I forgot about it halfway through my sentence. Big cat, go team.
Big cat. Big cat equals good team. That's your.
Yep.
That's okay.
Well, it depends on the cat. If it's a sick ass panther, so they've got to be.
That's
good.
True. Their quarterback, Bryce young rookie quarterback, 5'10", short king.
Short king.
So
he'll dominate.
Of course.
He'll be so shorter than everyone else. He'll be able to do the things that quarterbacks do.
Well, speaking of short kings, we can go to Baker Mayfield, who I think is only like 5'10", 5'11".
Oh, wow.
He plays for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who were 8-9 last season.
8-9.
Team very much at a turning point. Tom Brady retiring. Still a lot of talents on both sides of the ball if everybody's healthy. They've got 2 good wide receivers. They've got a lot of strong defensive players. Baker Mayfield coming in, hasn't had a great career so far, but there's some talent there. There's something you could believe in. Tampa Bay or Tampa Nay?
Tampa Nay. I already chose one pirate. I chose the Raiders to go.
Yep.
There's only room in my heart for one pirate team.
Only one pirate.
Only one pirate.
Everybody knows that. You only get one pirate.
They tell you that when you're born and you sign the contract of life.
You got to pick.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
do you want the Raiders? Do you want the Buccaneers? Do you want Jack Sparrow? Do you want Long John? You can only have one.
Yeah, and it's no coincidence that there are no Long John Silvers around here. I just can't. You can't.
All right.
How it goes.
Well, let's go on to our last division, Makenna, the NFC West. We'll start with the San Francisco 49ers, 13-4 last season. They've been one of the best teams in the league for a couple of years now. They've got, arguably maybe the best defensive team, fully stacked roster on defense. Guys like Nick Bosa. They've got an incredible running back with Christian McCaffrey. Deebo Samuel's a really good wide receiver. And the only real question is quarterback. They've moved on from Jimmy Garoppolo. They're starting Brock Purdy, who was the last pick in the draft last season. Came out, looked phenomenal, but there's still a lot of questions. They had to let go of Trey Lance, who was, they traded all this capital to get. Turns out he kind of sucks, so they had to trade him away. So a lot of questions at the most important position, but other than that, great team. So Makenna, 49 are or 49 aren't?
Let's go with 49. I don't know. Let me think. 49. I'll go with the gut. 49 R's.
49 R's.
Yeah.
It's a safe bet. Good team.
Yeah, I like Brock Purdy's name. Go for Brock.
Yeah. Go for Brock.
That's Reba's ex-husband's name in the hit show Reba. Brock.
Oh, okay.
His last name's not Purdy, though.
That'd be weird if it was.
It would be. But yeah, let's see what they do out there with the numbers. Here is
the number team.
Arnez Battle.
Arnez Battle.
Catching that ball. It's a shame that you can't really see his face in that. because it looks like he just got hit in the stomach, which I guess kind of he did. Well, no, not really, but it's okay. He caught the ball. That's all that matters.
Yep. He's about to be hit. That's
Oh yeah. You can see
the
looming guy in the background.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna get.
He's ready for it.
He is ready for it. Shout out to Mr. Battle.
Shout out to Mr. Battle. Mm-hmm. Next up, we have the Seattle Seahawks. 9-8 last season. Way outperformed expectations. Many people had them being the worst team in the league. Oh, wow. But they made it to the playoffs. They've got Geno Smith at quarterback, who was the comeback player of the year. A lot of people wrote him off. He was a former what was considered a bust. Number one pick that turned out to not be great, but he played really, really well last year. They've got a really talented wide receiver group with DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and now Jake Bobo, who made the 53-man roster. Mm-hmm. Defense is a little shaky. That's kind of where they've been struggling at, but they brought back Bobby Wagner, who's, all-decade, middle linebacker. And they've had 2 really good drafts back-to-back. So Makenna, Seahawks, that's, again, S-I. Seahawks are no Hawks.
No Hawks. Let's go Seahawks for Bob Wags.
Bobby Wags.
I like his name.
Yeah, I've got a Bobby Wagner jersey.
Whoa. Well, that's...
Great player.
Bob Wags. I'm excited for him. I thought I had a Seahawks.
Robert Wags.
Robert Wags. That's a good name right there.
That is a pretty good name.
Yeah. Bobby, Robert, Bob. It's a Robert, good versatile nickname name.
It is. Go all kinds of places with your Robert.
Exactly. Here is, speaking of a Robert, I found the card, Robert Pollard.
Oh, wow. On the Seahawks.
On the Seahawks.
Excellent.
Yes. We got another Robert. He didn't see any playing time in 2005.
Yeah, no,
that's one of his factoids on the back of the card. So
imagine having to have that on your card, just like, oh, here's us throwing shade at you. That's on this thing that you're probably gonna keep.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, Robert.
Okay, next up we have the Los Angeles Rams. Finished 5-12 last year. Oh, yeah. The Rams went all in to win a Super Bowl a couple years ago, and now they're kind of falling apart. Mm-hmm. Basically, borrowed from the future to get that Super Bowl. They're losing a lot of their best players over the last couple of years. Not a lot of continuity. Hearing that a lot of the guys who, were on basically the practice squad a couple of years ago are now starters. So that's never a good sign. Makenna, Ram or Ram not?
Oh, that's good. We're going Rams, baby. For a lot of reasons.
Yep. The Rod Band.
The Rod Band, exactly. That, I guess, that is the one main reason. I also, I think they're still going to be in that reconstruction phase.
They've got a lot of stuff to figure out.
Yeah. So I think, and you know what? You know who is also in reconstruction now? Chelsea. So, you know what they're saying? Rams are the Chelsea of football.
I have heard that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or flip-flop.
Very similar situation. You think about it. Chelsea, they won that Champions League a couple years ago. Went really high, and then they've kind of struggled since then.
They lost a lot of their good
contract
players.
Issues.
Yes, contracts.
Both blue.
So, it's okay.
Yeah.
Rams. Going all the way. I got 2 Rams cards. I got a Steven Jackson and a Laryngitis.
Oh.
Yes. Steven Jackson, this one, is the cardboard cutout in the basement that is featured from time to time on the HBO Max channel.
Yeah, whenever we need to do a weird video.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool.
Yes. So, Steven Jackson, big May fan. Laryngitis, or laryngitis, as we lovingly call him in this house, also big fan. My dad has his jersey. My dad has both.
So
of
those
these
look like different brands of cards than the other one. Did your dad buy you those specifically?
Okay, so let me take you back to 5th grade. Okay, so we had a ticket system where like if you did something good, you got tickets.
From your parents?
Oh no, sorry, in school.
Okay.
And certain time, like every Friday, you could go to the ticket box and you could save up your tickets and get different items, prizes, and like the higher the prize, the more tickets, or like the bigger the prize.
What was like the big prize on the ticket booth?
Ooh, from what I can remember, there was one where you could like sit for the whole day in like the reading corner with like the nice plushy, like the bean bags and everything, and like
whole day.
The whole day.
Like, you didn't have to go to class? You just got to sit in this corner?
Well, it was in the classroom. You still had to do your work, but you got to sit in the beanbag chair.
Okay, that's cool.
I got, like, a Harry Potter pen from it.
Hard to do your homework in a beanbag chair.
So let me tell you what I did. I had a lap desk, and I brought that in.
You got to sit in this corner once?
I did. I had
all day?
I have a lap desk. Oh, yeah, all day. I was doing my worksheets on my lap desk. It was a great day for 11-year-old Mackie May. So.
Old Makenna May.
Yeah, watch out, world. A lot of stuff happened in 5th grade, and that was probably a highlight.
Cool.
But anyway, so I bring this up. There was also the three or four boys in both. I had there was 2 5th grade classes. There was about, I don't know, 50 of us or so, 40 of us, closer to 40. They both had the ticket system, and 4 or 5 boys decided, we're going to start a black market sports trading card business. So they would sell these sports cards for tickets. And, like, they were successful. So that's where I got these 2 cards, like, because I would always get the Rams cards, because at that time they were not very good. So, I mean, when they had Rams cards, I took them for my dad and everything. And I mean, they were very successful for a good 2 weeks.
Is that where you got like, so just those Ram cards or all the other cards as well? Or the other cards came from a different place?
So this pack came from the dollar store.
Okay.
So
you just one day just bought some football cards?
It was during this phase that I was really into trading cards. Because that was also like during Club Penguin and Webkins, and they had their trading.
What brand are those cards?
The dollar store cards?
Yeah.
They are Score.
Score, okay.
Score.
Yeah,
you can't really see it, but yeah, they're Score cards. And then these are like Tops, yeah. These are Tops cards. And for some reason I have a Reggie Bush, which I forgot to pull out during the Saints, and he's also a Tops card. I don't know why I bought him. But yeah, got Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush, really good.
But yeah, they ran this store for like 2-3 weeks.
What year would this have been?
2011, 2012.
Oh, those would have been the years like Reggie Bush was on my dad's fantasy team, won a championship that year. So yeah,
I have his card from that time.
You go. Wow, this was like right when I started playing fantasy football.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's funny.
Look at that. We're both getting the football game. But yeah, then the teachers had to shut them down because it was against in the student handbook that they couldn't do like store stuff. Like even though it was for tickets, you couldn't. Because I was selling these cards then to my family members for like 10 cents. But like I remember I sold my one cousin. I would keep them in my wallet because let me show you my wallet. And I would keep them in like because my one cousin is a Cowboys fan, and like I remember I sold her a Cowboys card one time. Let me find something that doesn't have anything revealing on it. So like I have a wallet with that's a Salazar
trifold wallet.
Yeah. And I would just keep them in here, and then if I knew someone liked a particular football team, I would just pull them out and be like, "Hey, you want to buy this for 10 cents?" And sometimes because it was 10 cents, I would sell them. Exactly. I was losing tickets, but like I got real money. I still probably have the dime somewhere. So it's like, come on, young entrepreneur.
Take that to a Coinstar, turn it into some cash.
That's not even. I got a bigger one in my closet.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that's where I came across these cards.
Very cool.
The underground market.
All right, Makenna, we got one more team to do.
We do.
We have the Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, right. Yeah.
4-13 last season.
Ooh, yeah.
Looks like they're might be tanking this year. Kyler Murray, their star quarterback, will not be starting the season. Might not play at all this season. He's on the PUP list.
Jeez.
They've kind of been they also sort of went all in over the last couple of years, like trying to build this team, paying a lot of big contracts. Unlike the Rams, they did not win a Super Bowl for doing it. So they've changed head coaches, a lot of things in flux in Arizona right now. So Makenna, Cardinals or Cardinals? Cardinals. This is probably the worst one.
It's still pretty decent. Cardinals. Despite Kurt Warner being on their team 10 years ago, I don't think that's going to help them now.
Probably not.
No. And, yeah, I don't got confident in the Redbirds, but, I do like to be surprised from time to time, but I don't think that'd be surprising me, though.
I don't think so either. That's going to wrap up our full breakdown of the 32 teams in the NFL, but I do want to get your opinion, Makenna. Who's going to be going to the Super Bowl? Who's winning the AFC? Who's winning the NFC? What's your prediction?
I think... So it's going back and forth. So for the NFC, I think the Eagles are going. I think they're winning the whole dang thing. But I think they're going to battle it out with. Let's go. We're going to go with the Bengals. I want Joey B to come back.
Okay, those are solid predictions. That's really good. I like that.
Thank you.
I would totally believe that we get a Bengals versus Eagles Super Bowl.
If I would go with my second choices, I would go Dolphins and Rams.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting.
That's why they're my second choice.
With quite so much. Okay,
yes.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Who do you think?
It's so hard to say. I don't normally make like Super Bowl predictions because football's such a weird game.
Right.
I would say I think like the best teams are probably the NFC is like kind of like not that good. I would say the two teams in the NFC that I think have the best shot of going to the Super Bowl are probably the 49ers and the Eagles. And I think the Eagles are a better constructed team. So I would probably bet on the Eagles. As far as the AFC goes, it's so stacked and all these teams are really good. I think if the Dolphins stay healthy all year, I could see the Dolphins going to the Super Bowl. And like I think that the Bills are sort of like in an all-in, like they have to get to the Super Bowl and win now. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're, making some mid-season big trades kind of thing. So yeah, I think it's probably going to be coming out of the AFC East, either the Bills or the Dolphins.
Football.
Football starts next week.
It's a big week.
So exciting. Yeah. I'm pumped. I'm going to be in Oregon on Sunday. So and I have to drive back, so I have to like plan that out. Don't want to miss the first Seahawks because it literally this is exactly. I went to Oregon to visit my brother the first week of the NFL last season and then to drive back. Missed the first Seahawks game. Was really disappointed.
Oh no!
So this time I'm gonna schedule around. I'm just gonna get home late. Just have to.
You gotta do what you gotta do,
Yeah, exactly.
It's one time. I don't know who was on, but my dad was watching football and they had to go take my sister back to school. So, my mom drove and my dad and Campbell sat in the back and had it on their phone propped up in the back seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
Exactly. I guess that's gonna wrap it up for this very special bonus episode of Maximum Ruckus. Woo! We would give us a like, give us a comment, give us a subscribe. I want to know what team you're a fan of. If you're a fan of football, leave that as a comment, or let us know who you think is going to be in the Super Bowl this year. Who's your prediction? What teams do you think are going to be good? If you're not a fan of the NFL, you just listen to this breakdown of all 32 teams in the NFL. What team are you going to be rooting for? Are you Dolphin or are you Dolph out?
Come on.
Feel free to go through all 32 teams and let me know. Are you Dolphin? Are you Buffalo? You Buffalo? What is it?
We need to know.
she's subscribed to the channel. We do movie podcasts. We do a really bad podcast that's just kind of if you enjoyed the parts of this podcast that were us asking what the hell's up with Michigan, there's more of that. Maximum Ruckus. Let's see what else. Check us out on TikTok. TikTok.com/@Maximum Ruckus, MAK Maximum Ruckus. You can follow us on Twitter at HBO Max. Check us out on YouTube if you're not watching this there already. YouTube.com/@HBO Max. You can follow me at Jose Ruckus on pretty much every social media platform, and you can follow Makenna on Webkins apparently.
Yes, it's back, baby. Webkins is back. You heard it here first.
Yes, I am sure that they heard that here first. I'm not sure where else they would hear that.
In the year 2023, Webkins is back. Classic Webkins.
Let's see. We just had a really great episode of HBO Max with Braden Charisma talking about Jurassic Park. So recommend you go check that out. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
We'll be back later next week, I guess, with another episode of Maximum Ruckus, talking about who the hell knows what.
We won't even know.
We won't know until we get there. So be ready.
It could be planned. It could not be planned.
It's probably not planned.
No, it's probably not.
But until next time, keep the ruckus to a minimum.